I understand what it is like to be overweight. And I'm not just talking about 20, 30, maybe 40 pounds overweight. At my heaviest, I was almost 200 pounds overweight. Even now, after losing a little over 100 pounds, I'm still overweight. I still have about 70 or so pounds I need to lose. I understand what it is like to hide. I know what it's like to hide from pictures. I know what it's like to hide from the world. You think everybody's looking at you. Everybody's mocking you. They're whispering about you. They're making fun of you. I know what it's like. I know what it's like to want to just stay inside because you feel safe there. Nobody's going to make fun of you in your house by yourself. I know what it's like to be kicked off rides. I went to Six Flags a few years ago, and I was only about 300 pounds at the time, and they kicked me off the rides, the only two I got on. And they tried to move me to the big person seat, and I wouldn't fit. So very embarrassing to be the big girl who got kicked off the ride. And then the chick there was extremely rude and just nasty. So, of course, I had to tell her about herself. I know what it's like to not want your picture taken. When you're in a picture, you hide behind somebody. You want to duck down, and all you see is your face. I have so many pictures back then of like that. I don't really have any pictures at my heaviest except for just a very few handful of me full body because they're all face pictures. And I know what it's like you can't find clothes. God forbid you actually go somewhere and find something cute to wear when you're a size 30. You have to go to the plus size stores. And most of the clothes at the plus size stores are something I would not really want to wear. Some my grandma would wear. And they're ugly. And I got so big that I was almost not going to be able to even shop at the plus size store. So what was I going to do then? I was going to have to shop at the plus size men's store or something. I know what it's like to break things. I have a bike, and it got to where when I first started trying to lose weight, I think I was around 300, maybe 315 if that. And as I rode my bike, the seat kept getting lower and lower and lower, and I'd stop and lift it up and lower, and it just could not support my weight. So I'm trying to ride my bike, and I'm sitting all the way down. My handlebars are way up here, and my knees are hitting because it just could not support my weight. I had a home elliptical. Broke it. In my head, I was like, no, that ain't me. It's just poor quality. I didn't put it together right. It was me. I broke it. I broke it. It is just, it's really sad when you're always worried, are you going to break something? You go out and you're worried, am I going to fit? I can't eat at a booth because I can't fit. Are the chairs going to be big enough? Are the chairs, am I going to have to stand? I mean, am I going to break the chair? Those are things that they run through your head. And again, it's not something that if you're just 20 or 30 pounds overweight, you don't ever have to worry about that. And I'm sorry, but when you only have 20 or 30 pounds to lose, yes, it is just as valid as anybody else. I'm not saying that it is not. But it is not the same. You do not get the same criticism. You do not have to worry about, can you fit in a seat? You do not have to worry about caving your shoes in because you're so big that your shoes and your heels always cave in. I cave in tennis shoes, even now. Well, not so much anymore, but I always would cave in the heels of my shoes because I was so heavy, it just couldn't support me after a while. You don't ever have to worry about that when you're only maybe a few pounds overweight. And lucky you, I'm so glad. I really wish that it would have hit me when I was 220 pounds or 240 and I didn't get up to 330 plus pounds. And it is very difficult because you have a lot of people who they sit there and they'll talk about, oh, I'm so fat. I'm 210 pounds. I'd have to lose 100 and, over 100 pounds to get there, almost 120 pounds to get there. So, I understand again, when you are 30, 40 pounds overweight, it is just as valid, but it's not the same as I'd have to lose 120 pounds to get there. And then a lot of people, their goal, I mean, their starting weight is lower than my goal weight. You know, I just want to be 180 pounds, 170 pounds. And people are talking about how fat they are at 180 pounds. And I'm like, I would kill for that right about now. But again, it's not their fault that that I got so big. It was mine. I take 100% complete responsibility for it. But it's just, it kind of hurts your feelings a little bit when you have so many people, that they think having only 50 pounds to lose ever is the same as somebody who has 200 or 300 or 400. It is not. The world is different when you have somebody who's a size 30 plus than somebody who's a size 12. I'm a size 14 right now. I was a size 30 at my heaviest. The world is so much different. Yeah, I mean, I'm still plus size. I'm still overweight. I still have a lot to lose. But it is so much different than when I was that big. When I was a size 20, when I was a size 22, 24, 26, 28, 30. It is so much different than when you're a size 14. I'm 230 pounds right now. Give or take, anywhere from 220 to 230. Just depends on the day. It is so much different. It really is different. And I don't wish that on anyone to be that heavy to experience that. But when you're now, I don't get people who moo at me. I don't get people who beep, 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 or, stomp, stomp, or every time I take a step, it's boom, boom. You don't really get that. I've had that. I've had people make fun of me. When I had ankle surgery, I had to get a little cart. I've had people tell me that, that's why my fat ass was, fat, because I didn't know how to walk, even though I had just had major ankle surgery and had a boot on my leg. People are very cruel. People are very mean, and the world is a completely different place. Again, from when you're size 14 to 30, because you don't have to worry about, am I going to break a chair? Are they going to have, clothes in my size? Can I fit? I mean, you don't have to worry about that. And when you're so heavy, you think it's hopeless. You want to give up. You want to hide. You don't want to eat in public. God forbid you eat in public. Because if I eat something healthy in public, look at her trying to be healthy. Her ass didn't get fat by eating that. And then if, God forbid, that I actually eat something that's not that healthy, like she needs that. That's why her ass is fat. You can't win. So when I was really heavy, I did not want to eat in public. So what did I do? I'd go to the drive-thru. I'd get a whole bunch of stuff, and I would eat by myself and be embarrassed about it, because people make fun of you for it. And it is very hopeless feeling, because you think that it's never going to change. You're never going to be able to lose weight. And I know I thought that, if I just lost 50 pounds, that would just be, wonderful. I actually lost 50 pounds. I've actually lost 100 pounds. And thanks to my tumors making me gain 80 pounds in 6 months, I had to lose it twice. So it is very difficult. And it's not something that's going to happen overnight, where you're just going to, wake up and just be skinny. Because when you have so much weight to lose, it's going to take a long time. It can be so overwhelming. You just think, oh my God, I have 180 pounds to lose. When you have somebody's like, I'm going to lose 20 pounds to reach my goal, it is so much difficult. But what I do is, instead of saying I have 100, like right now, I have about 70 pounds. I don't look at the big picture. I look at, I have 5 pounds I need to lose. And then when I hit that 5, I have 5 pounds I need to lose. And then when I hit that 5, I have 5 pounds I need to lose. I don't look at the big picture, because it's so overwhelming to think I have 70 pounds I need to lose. It feels like, why? Why do I bother? And then you think you cannot do it. You think you're so heavy, you can't do it. And when you go work out, there are some people who say, look at her. She's on the elliptical for 20 minutes and she's out of breath and blah, blah, blah. I can do it, and I'm only 170 pounds. That's why she's fat. Well, you know what? How about that person who wants to make fun of the plus size person? Put on a 100-pound weight and then do the elliptical. Let's see how well you do with all the extra weight. It's not as easy as you may think. We have to carry all this weight. And even now, if I carry groceries in my house, I'll load up, because I'm not making 2 trips from the car. I will load up to where I can barely walk up the stairs. And I think I used to carry this weight all the time. And you really think that it's just a hopeless cause, but I just want to let you know, you can do it. It's going to be a long journey. It's going to be a lot of failures, a lot of mistakes, a lot of mess-ups. I mean, it's just, everything happens. It's not going to be a straight path. I'm going to lose the weight. It's going to happen. I'm not going to have any issues. I'm going to be really good. It doesn't work that way, because you can be as great as you can be and stuff happens. I lost 135 and I turned around and gained 80 in 6 months. I had tumors. It made me really sick and I almost died. Things happen. What do? Start over again. It is very hard. It is not as easy for some people to lose weight. You look at the picture and it's just like, it's going to take me years to get this weight off. Well, you know what? I'd rather try and do this slowly than not try at all. Because I know with my metabolism, I would probably be bedridden. So I just really want people to understand that losing 5 pounds and losing 150 pounds, they're just as valid as each other. But when you're so heavy, the world is so much different. And I'm there for you. I've been there. I've experienced that. And there are so many weight loss pages where they haven't. Their heaviest weight is my goal weight. So as well as they really try to be there for you, and some people just, they don't understand what it's like to be that big. And I just want to let you know, I understand what it's like. I've been there. I'm still a size 14. I still have a long way to go. I understand. I understand more than you know.